Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Southern Gateway Chorus live stream. My name is Zach Coleman.
And my name is Joe Hunter.
I just spilled my drink everywhere. That's okay. We are talking today about something that happened yesterday, and I am super excited about it. Joe, tell them what it is.
We had an open house slash with the big slash
Big
guest
slash.
night last night, and I think by almost any measure that you can look at,
Yeah.
was just a tremendous success.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful, and it was a wonderful evening throughout.
That's right.
The guys from the chorus stepped up in a big way in terms of their attendance, in terms of getting people into the door. The room felt full, but not overflowing, but full. I mean, we had, I believe, the number, Zach, was like 35 guests last night.
Something in the mid to low 30s, yeah.
Mid to low 30s, which is that's darned impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Of those,
Especially when we haven't been out and doing things in a very long time. The only
No,
real
no.
publicizing we had for this was the individual word of mouth and Facebook.
Right, and you also have people who are still just a little bit hesitant about going into these kind of environments, and we understand that. There was no, it wasn't like anybody was pressured to be there. These were the people who felt comfortable in being able to do that, and to have that kind of number of people that were comfortable. It was just a wonderful night.
Yeah.
Chorus sang really well, had a couple of wonderful
Oh, he was going to say quartets.
quartets
There you go.
from the chapter that sang. One, I said quartets.
Yes.
Hearsay was wonderful. No,
I think, yeah.
Zach's quartet, the Darlington brothers. By the way, I never did quite understand which two are the brothers in the quartet.
No, we're all brothers. We're the Darlingtons. Can't you tell? Don't we just look so much the same?
I guess. What is the story of that name?
Okay. So this quartet has been around for 10 years on and off. It's just been there's been 4 different iterations of this quartet. When we first started, we were trying to come up with a name, and John's dad, so the original 4 members were myself, Eric Judd, John Zink, and Alex Stanger, who is a member of the chorus.
Yes.
And so John and Judd and I have been in all 4 iterations of this quartet. And John's dad, Brian, who is, rest in peace.
Love Brian.
Right. We were like young. I was like 17 or something when this quartet started. So it's been a long time. And he said something about being darlings in the district or whatever, because we're kids and we were kind of okay. So he said the Darlington brothers, and we were like, that sounds right. And it just stuck. It just kept going. So when we ended up getting our second lead, second lead, Matt, he just joined into the quartet, and then the quartet broke up for a bit, and then we got back together with a guy named Parker, who I love that man. We weren't going to take Darlington Brothers. We were going to try and go. So that was like our angsty teen years of the quartet. You know what I mean? So we went with, first it was Checkmate, and then we renamed it to Nailed It. That's the story for another day. Then finally we get back together in this quartet. We didn't decide on a name yet, and Jim Schisler, we were working with Jim Schisler one day, and he said, you know what? That name Darlington Brothers, that's just so you guys. I think it'd be a real crime for you to not use that name. And we're all just like, oh, dang, yeah, I guess it would be, wouldn't it? So there you go. Darlington.
Wow, that's probably more information than I needed, but that's very good.
I have a habit of giving too much backstory when people. Okay, so to back that up, so the world was made like a couple billion years ago. Like it always goes way too far back.
That sort of thing. It's the old. What time is it? Well, you see the movement in this watch, but the.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway,
to
kind of get back to where we were talking, the Darlingtons sang last night. The Darlington brothers sang, and really, and I've said this before, and you're going to keep poo-pooing it. Really, really fine singing quartet.
Thank you.
And I think still, and you and I were just chatting about this earlier.
Yep.
You're in this wonderful place where you're still kind of discovering more about yourself, and you're discovering more about your identity. And anybody who's been following this stream for the last couple of months,
2.5
has
months,
been hearing this over and over from all these artistic people and judges. Sometimes they're the same, sometimes they're not. And
Yeah, I like to make the
about
joke every time I asked for the advice. I was like, "So I'm going to take advantage of you, ha ha ha!" But I super was. I just wanted to know.
yeah, right. But they all had the same. They all had
Hmm.
a version of the same answer, which is how to find your identity and be yourself and do that. And your quartet is in that great enviable place of discovering it right now, but doing it with a wonderful baseline of talent, particularly in the barbershop
Hmm.
style, and being able to do technically. When you're that technically good, you don't have to worry so much about that anymore, and then you can deal with all the important stuff. So that's
Which is
great.
which
It
is
was,
really nice. I mean, it's nice to know that when I get a sheet of music, we can show up at rehearsal and be like, "All right, the guys are going to know it. It's going to be good. It's going to be fine."
yeah, but so anyway, but besides that, last night
Yeah.
the chorus finally got to perform for some real people.
Hmm.
For the first time in 2 years. That's one thing that Jeff mentioned, and it was like, wow, how about that? And the chorus sang well
Hmm.
and learned the first couple of pages of God Bless America
That's right.
along with all the guests
And a couple of tags,
and a couple of
which were
tags.
super fun.
Right, and a matter of fact, a tag much more efficiently done this time than the last time. Zach,
Yeah,
I think
I've
this
been
time it wasn't so
practicing.
much of it wasn't so much of a shock for you, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I was ready for it this time.
yes,
Well,
that
and
was
that's the
great.
presentation that I give all the time. Like when Dad was the youth
Yeah,
outreach vice president, we would go into high schools all the time, and that would be the presentation I would give. Is here's how barbershop works, and that's kind of what we were doing for guests who hadn't been around barbershop, and it was
right.
fun.
So that was great, and there was a lot of singing and woodshedding being guys getting together and breaking up into fours
Yeah,
downstairs
and faking their way through some stuff.
around. I always kind of say this conies. I want to say hot dogs and chili,
It's not. It's conies.
around conies.
You're right. So on the subject of finally singing for people, uh, we had my wonderful cousin there who is a bit of a photographer and was taking pictures for us. And one thing, Joe, that I think you and I can both attest to is that there is never a flattering picture taken when you are singing.
Ever.
Ever. Not one single time.
No.
So,
And I'm sure you are now going to show us some great examples of such.
yeah, I feel like it's about time we brought back our favorite game. What's going on here?
What's going on here?
So, for
Cool.
you at home, we want you to play along. We're going to show some pictures. We're going to talk about them and kind of make some captions, if you will. And we want you to type in the chat what do you think is the answer to what's going on here. So,
Right.
let's start with our esteemed director, shall we? We
Yeah.
got we got these two right here.
Wow.
A very tiresome, working hard face and some flippity arms. Now, we can give the real answer, which was he was directing something and getting into it. But I think there are some better answers to what's going on here. Joe, what do you think, man?
The first one, it almost looks like, oh my gosh, that fly just flew up my nose. And I think in the second one, he's past it. Or he's trying to.
Okay. Cool. I think you beat mine. My concept for this was the beginnings of the Legters space program.
Ah,
Just I don't know why I can just see Jeff trying to take off like that.
well, I just particularly the second look really has that combination of concentration,
Yeah.
focus, and just a little bit of pain.
Sure. Well, that second one kind of looks like he's trying to do his best Ray Charles a little bit.
Yeah,
He's
a
got his
little bit of
piano in
that.
front of him. He's getting into it.
Yeah, right. At any second, he's going to break out into scat of some sort.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know that scat is necessarily Jeff Lecter's forte. I don't know if that's where we are.
Yeah, probably not what he's best known for, I don't think.
I wouldn't know. Paul Coleman in our chat, hi Dad, says fly condor. I assume that is a beak joke.
Fly, condor, fly. Yeah, he's thinking something bigger than a fly. I was just being nice.
All right. Let's move on from that one. We got another one here. I don't remember which one it is. Oh, yes, Hearsay sang for us. And I got some interesting faces from our good buddies Kent and Bob. So, Joe, what's going on here?
I think Kent is kind of saying to Bob, so how big was she?
Joe. Okay. All right.
You know,
He totally is. In my book, and I could be way wrong, this is Bob's realization and Kent saying, "Was that you?"
yeah, right.
Oh
You
boy.
know, there is a little bit of that. You know, it's there's a little bit of wake Tom up.
Sure. Well, it's a seniors quartet, so they probably have moments like that on occasion.
I think he's kind of nap. It's past nap time
Sure.
over there. But I could understand him napping next to Mike.
For all of them. Well, I mean, when you've got the those vibrations next to you, how do you not fall asleep?
Well, yeah, Mike, as usual, has got that look that says, "I'd like to sell you some encyclopedias," but that's
Except for they're not encyclopedias. They're the documents and things written by all the
what are they?
vocal professionals. Yeah.
What? That's right. That's right. Professorial tomes.
Mike Bell's the only guy who would walk up to your door with a pamphlet saying, "Do you have a moment to talk about the Alexander method?"
Right.
Oh
You know,
boy.
and Kent is just shocked
He's
from the
worried
whole.
about something. I don't know what it is.
And he said, you know, like when Bob said, "Yeah, it was like this," you go, "Wow, no, really?"
Maybe Bob was just telling him that he lost his medal and had to replace it with one of those chocolate coins.
I
It would work. I think it would work. It's about the same
guess
size.
I guess that's possible.
Oh, we have a couple here. Yeah, our good buddy Matt says, "Bob, she was that big." And Dad comes in and says, "Mike's best ooh vowel." Yeah, he's a little far away. I can't see the mouth, but yeah, something. Ooh, yeah,
Well, you know, never open your mouth too much, right? He
exactly.
always says that. You know, keep the
Hmm.
jaw up.
The way you would speak it. He's Harold
Yep.
Hill, but he knows what he's talking about. All right, let's move on from that.
Yes.
Uh, Joe, I think you're gonna have fun with this one. What's going on here?
Uh, let's see. All
Let me tell you what's actually
brain,
going on here. This is
brains.
this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like when I play sports. Is that coming for me? Is it?
It really kind of has that Walking Dead look to it, like brain.
Okay. Good. Zombies act. I'll take it.
You know, it's kind of got that. Well, with the hands like that, it's definitely got that kind of a look.
Yeah. I believe that this was during moving the line, if I had to say.
Was it at the? Could it be at the moment when you suddenly realize that they've just changed the game again?
Yeah, something like that. That's where that face is. It's that grr, all the it's tension, but it just looks like random tension from a guy who doesn't like to wear shorts.
You know, it's either that or it's in a really beautiful singing moment in Loch Lomond, but we're not sure.
Okay. I certainly hope it's not a beautiful singing moment from Loch Lomond.
That could be right about by Jan Bonnie Banks.
Okay. It could also mean constipation, which we don't have to discuss on the stream. I'm just saying. When you've got that much tension throughout the entire body.
The other thing, here's another caption, which is this. What, you get something online?
Yeah. My mom just commented, said, "How long has it been since you've been to the eye doctor?"
Right.
Is
That
Jeff?
really
Is he directing?
is that Jeff? I was going to say that it was either is that Jeff or you can say, you know, I think I could do better than that.
Oh, geez. Let's not get that hashtag going around. Okay. Let's stay close to the chest with the next one. Joe,
Uh-oh.
what's going on here?
I have no clue whatsoever, except you know, it looks like, geez, your turn to say something. I have no idea what to
It,
say.
it looks like that confused, like, What did he say? I thought.
You gotta be kidding me. You
Yeah,
gotta be.
and you got a little bit. You can't say that one, but I'm thinking it because you got your legs kind of pushed together like that. It looks like you're trying to.
Yeah, a little bit like, kind of wanted to, hold on to the dime.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Sure.
almost everything that I that I think of here is has to be related to something Sicilian.
Sicilian. Okay. Things that are
It's
allowed to
like,
be said on the stream, or.
it's like, oh, you shouldn't have done that, or you
There-
shouldn't be going there.
there's definitely a bit of worry in that face,
There is a little bit,
as though
with
it's like
the eyebrows, the
yeah,
eyebrows
something
furrowed like that.
something you're like, oh, I hope they don't notice. Like, oh, I missed that note.
And I think it's an ooh vowel, but you can't really tell by the people around.
Yeah, Dad just commented Joe's best ooh vowel. You and Mike have something in common there. Oh, jeez. Maybe that's the I have to overemphasize it so you can see it over the mustache. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's possibly that, or it's possibly like going, ow, I've got a cramp in my hand.
The thing you are kind of weird down there, aren't you?
It's got that pterodactyl thing going.
The thing that weirds me out is you there, and then Noel to your right, the audience's left,
Yes,
are on an ooh vowel. What the heck is Ruby doing next to you?
he seems like he's doing an E.
He's on something different. We
Well,
don't
you know
sing the
what?
same songs here.
Listen, to be fair, if it's harmony parts versus bass or lead,
Sure.
and if it's particularly if it's in okay, it could be any of the song, right? It could be it could even be in Loch Lomond because there's lots
Right.
of oohs while other people are singing words.
Right. I think where this actually is in the beginning of Loch Lomond, or in the middle where everyone's on ooze. I think Ruby is one of the soloists on that
He's
one.
one of the
So,
soloists, so he
yeah.
might be on, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Oh, we got another thing on here. Let me see. Nice. We'll talk about that one later, Matt. Okay. All right. Let us go to our last one for tonight. I think we're going to have some
Okay.
fun with this one. So, as we said before, my whole quartet was there, and my tenor, Jace, lives up north in not Toledo. I say that because it's pretty near Toledo, and if I say Paulding, no one will know what I'm talking about.
Paulding.
Paulding,
Okay.
yes, it's Paulding County. That's how they refer to the place.
Paulding County.
So he
okay.
was down, and the whole quartet was down. So, Joe, what's going on here? Yeah, no, it takes a minute to just be like, wow, is that really? Yeah, that's really it. He's now, to tell you what's really going on here. He just took a minute to like feel the top of my head while we were singing something, because
Right,
apparently
so-
with my hair this short, it's kind of fun.
There's a number of different things that go. There is a joke. There is something about a Vulcan mind meld
Oh
failing.
God. Okay.
I tried to do the meld but found no mind.
Great, thanks.
There's one. The other is
Tried to do the meld, but it was thinking about a melt, and then I just got hungry.
meld. Right. You could be thinking, what's this thing hanging off my head?
The problem was I knew immediately what it was. And I shouldn't. I feel like that should be the last thing. Like, oh, someone's feeling my head. I shouldn't know who that is, but I do, and that's the problem.
And his also might be not quite ripe yet.
Thanks. Oh, geez. Yeah, mom just said, "Is he rubbing it for luck?" Thanks. Appreciate it. We're gonna hear ball jokes off of this one. I thought this one. Here's the thing. I was looking at this, and all I could think was he's holding me down because all the hot air in my head was making me start to rise.
Right.
It was the
I
beginning
think-
of the Coleman space program.
I think he's willing you to sing an A flat rather than an A there.
An A flat rather than an A.
Yeah, you're singing. Fix that note.
Great. Oh, jeez. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, ball jokes. Dad just said Jace is looking into his crystal ball.
There you go.
Jeez.
The thing that's most notable about this is that you both look like it's just a walk in the park on Sunday, and this is the most normal thing in the world.
As though nothing. Jason and I have a very weird relationship. Not in like a weird like, oh, I don't know about that kind of weird, but the weird like you look at it and you go, okay.
Yeah. I'm squeezing his head. What's it to you?
Yeah, it's sometimes you rub your friend's head on like cuz his hair feels nice. Whatever.
Right. The other part is of course everybody else is ignoring it, which is good too.
Right, yeah, everyone's all like focused on singing and Jason's just like,
Head. I got your head.
I got it.
I'm feeling your head.
Yeah,
I'm feeling your head.
yeah, he misses his cat or whatever. So here's me. Oh, good lord. Yeah, we're all kind of weirdos here in this quartet, but that's one of the things we've been learning about how to get your quartet past that is being who you are. That's who we are. So get ready for that, friendos.
There you go. Right. Right. So there is that little part of me, even as a coach, I've often said this to somebody, like sometimes you want to coach a group into being really to be themselves and to really show more of themselves. And then when they do, you kind of said, maybe we should go back. Maybe we should go back to keeping a facade here.
Is that gonna be us? We don't want Jace on stage.
I would hope not. Yeah. Listen, you're doing a great job now of really opening up and showing us who you are. Put it away.
Less of that. You did a great job.
Let's come up with an act.
I love it. No, but last night was a ton of fun, man. Those pictures are just like the start of it. There were other pictures. I tried to grab the funny ones. We'll get the rest of those posted on our Facebook page. If you haven't found us on Facebook, please go do that.
Do
everything's
take a look.
updated there. Yeah.
Do take a look. And also, I know there were people. There were like at least in my case, some of my guests could not make it last night, but we'll be making it other nights.
Yeah.
And everybody who could not make it or maybe is intrigued by what they see here or not totally repulsed by the last couple of pictures
Sure.
should come on by. We every Thursday night and it's open and
on our Facebook page is the address and the time and the play, like everything you need right there.
And it's more fun than humans should have.
Exactly.
It's a great thing.
And afterwards, you can have chili dogs. Did I say it right for you, Joe?
Chili dogs, hot dogs with chili on them. That's my New York chili dogs thing.
Yeah,
And I had to tell my wife who was there, who's also from New York. I said, no, they're Coney.
It's Coney. It's different.
She's going, what are you talking about? The chili dogs? I said, yeah.
Yes, sweetie, that's what they are. I had a lot of fun. I invited. So this was kind of a different one for me. I invited my girlfriend's brother and his wife, and they came, and I was stoked about that. And I was like, oh, I got to get him on the risers. So in the beginning, it kind of took some teeth pulling, but he finally got up on the risers. And then Judd, my bass, we were going to sing the second half. He got there right at the end of break in the middle. So I went downstairs and rehearsed for a second, didn't come back up right away in the beginning. And when I got there, he was back on the risers. I didn't think he was going to get back. I thought he was going to be like, I'm participating, but he did. And I was like, okay, well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, he was there. He was there with it. That's good.
It's just kind of that proof that like it's fun to do. You might think I don't know, but then you get up there and it's like, oh, I actually had a ton of fun with this.
The other part about it is the warm and welcoming environment.
Yeah,
it's just a warm and it's a welcoming place, and it's not intimidating. Well, it isn't. If you've never sung before, it can be a little bit intimidating.
Here's the thing: it can look intimidating. But once you start doing it, it just flows. It's so natural. You're just singing while other people sing different stuff.
Right, and again, being the born and raised New Yorker in me says these guys in the Midwest, they're just too nice.
Sure. They haven't said the F word once during this rehearsal. What are we doing here?
Yeah, right. I mean, they haven't disparaged their guests yet. I mean, they haven't, like, what are you guys doing here?
Use guys.
Use guys.
I love it.
I mean, every time we sing, when I fall in love, and it fall in love with you is the end. I want to go use.
Good.
And I can say, no, you can't do that here. You can't do that here.
It doesn't sound as natural in Ohio as it does in New York.
I would tell you, if we sang that in New York, at least half the guys would put use on.
That's awesome.
Just to do it,
Well, yeah, man. And again, just last night was great. If you missed it, I think we've got more content from then. So I think we'll be kind of rolling some stuff out either on Facebook or on the stream, probably both, throughout
Yeah,
the next
yeah,
couple of weeks.
and as we move forward in this, we're going to be looking, to enhance content as we go. But I
Hmm.
mean, if we can start having some discussions about if things are in real time, like an event like this, that's a
Yeah.
wonderful
Hmm.
deal. I mean, and there's going to be some shows coming up. We have
Hmm.
an actual performance. Uh, the performance that Jeff always talks about, the one in the church where we're going to have to sing
Yeah.
everything we know,
Plus
plus
a
a bunch
couple.
of songs we don't.
Yeah. That's coming up in September.
Yeah,
And then in early October, there's a contest. What?
yeah. What?
I know. Which I'm stoked about for many reasons. The least of which is not that, finally get to compete again. Woohoo!
Well, I love to compete. If
Hmm.
you don't know it about me, but I love to compete because it's the place where it's the biggest concentration of my friends
Yeah.
that I could entertain more.
Yeah.
And I like to be in a situation where I get to show off,
Hmm.
and that's
And
show
even
off.
further than that, the thing that when I was young, this is a weird way to end the stream about the
Yeah,
about the guest night. The guest night was fantastic, and I hope that everybody does their best to either stop by if they're in town or whatever. You know where to find us. Um, but the thing that my dad told me when I was younger, I asked about contest, and if it's all about the music, why blah blah blah. And his point to me was, it's not always about contest; it's about what you can give to everybody else. And contest is the best way to see how well you're doing.
it's that too. I
And I
mean,
love
it's
that.
it's a signpost, right? I mean, and
Hmm.
I don't know how many times though I've said to groups that were disappointed by a particular
A
finish,
score, right?
in any one contest. Well, this was lower than our last time. I said yes, but is it lower than your last? Are the three? I said a dot is not a trend,
Right.
but in most cases, you can kind of get you kind of get the lay of the land from a contest. It kind
Yep.
of tells you where you're at, and maybe tells you what your challenges are and what you need to work on. And
Definitely.
that's the healthy part of it. The
Yep.
healthy part of it is what you can use it for to make your performances
Hmm.
and your whole product better, right?
Yep. So hopefully we can get some content during contests, some gateway stuff, maybe some not so gateway stuff, maybe some affiliates, some friends.
Yep.
We'll get some show stuff going. We've got a couple more guests we're trying to line up. I'm excited about it. No
Yeah,
teasers. No
keep
teasers.
yeah, no, watch this space
Yes.
for possibly some momentous announcements.
There are some things that might be lining up here. So no spoilers. We won't give anything away. Keep an eye on this YouTube channel. Keep an eye on our Facebook. Uh, Tell everybody you know to check it out because we got some stuff coming. And if nothing else, anybody who's looking to start getting into quartetting and stuff, go back and watch some of these old streams of some of those guests because I learned a ton. And I was here talking about it. Like I didn't get to just listen the whole time. I had to like do some stuff. So I
Yeah.
can't imagine all the stuff that I might have missed during
Well,
those
and
times.
I will also just really quick just say this: in among all the guests were also a lot of returning members, or there was so much history. Gateway has this incredible history, which we've watched videos over the last number of months of all these shows and stuff. But you understand behind all that are all the people who participated. And in some cases, people who then moved on and did other things with their life. And in some cases, they're coming back, and they came back last night, and that was cool too.
Yeah, and a lot of them you didn't even know because I mean you're not new as in you've just started singing with us, but new in terms of the length of Gateway.
Right.
You've been around for it was like a year before
Yeah,
quarantine, so
yeah, about so it's a total like 2.5 years
yeah. And some of those guys haven't been around in decades.
longer.
I mean, yeah, it's been a very long time, and it was super cool to see them all. Santa Claus came back. That was great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Santa
mean,
Claus sings in Gateway. We'll talk about it some other time.
we were talking about but he was wearing the boot, and so we were talking with I was talking with Gary
Mhm.
Ellerhorst. He said, "Yeah, we could do something where Santa kicks the Easter Bunny or something like that."
Good. Let's not try and get into Gary's mind more often than we need to.
It's the mind of it's cold and dark in there.
Yes. But on that note, I think we are good to call it, Joe.
Okay, yeah,
For those at
absolutely.
home, be sure you leave a like on this stream if you liked it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you see everything that we're doing. Also, check out our Facebook page, Southern Gateway Chorus. You'll find us pretty easily. My name is Zach Coleman.
I'm Joe Hunter, and if not, see you on the stream or at one of the rehearsals coming up.
That's right. And for tonight, under the direction of our president, Kent Vanderkolk, here's the Irish Blessing. Have a good week.
Thank you.
May the